Hi, and welcome to Have a Chat. I am your host today, Veronique Arsenault, joined by my, of course, fantastic co-host, Judy Loge.
I'm trying. It's a Monday.
Oh, I know.
Fake it till you make it.
That's right. Some Mondays we do have to do it that way, unfortunately.
Yes.
That's okay. You know what? The sun is shining here.
Yeah.
It is an incredible day here in Miramichi, and we hope that it is the same across the province. But we are excited to be back, of course, in the studio live. Last week was our first show live, and we're back today. We have two incredible guests coming up, but of course we're going to kick off our show as we always do with our quote of the day. Judy.
Right. Well, I'm trying to make them short, but it's not working out for me because I'm finding these ones that have a little bit more depth to them.
Yes.
So this is fuel for thought. If someone is not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift if they walk away from you. If that person doesn't walk away, you will surely endure many years of suffering with him or her or them. Walking away may hurt for a while, but your heart will eventually heal. Then you can choose what you really want. You will find that you don't need to trust others as much as you need to trust yourself to make the right choice. And that is by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Well, it's true, eh? And you know,
Yes.
I mean, it is so hard to end, you know, things, whether they be a friendship or a romantic relationship or, you know, or a work relationship, you know, leaving a job, whatever it may be. But, you know, it's true though, if you're not in the right spot, no matter what that spot is, you have to, it's better to walk away as much as it may hurt in that moment and probably for a while. In the long run, you're doing better.
I know, and I have friends as you do. I mean, we're in a community where we know everybody, and outside of the community, I know so many people and friends that have gone through whether it's a divorce or separation, and they think, you know, they were in a bad relationship, and it took forever, it seemed to me, even with encouragement and all that support to get out of it, to better their lives, and now some of them that are out there doing better, working on their own, you know, seeing the bright light. I'm so happy for them. It took a long time for them to get there. Now they're doing what they really want to do, living their life.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Right? And it is. It's hard to make that decision, right? Because you think, well, if I just hang on a little bit longer or whatever. And to be honest with you, I experienced that with the restaurant. Right? I hung on longer than I should have because I kept thinking, you know, if I can just power through it, then we'll get to the other side and everything will be okay. And it wasn't. But closing the restaurant was the best decision I ever made. I do miss some parts of it still. I don't miss most of it, I will say that, but I miss the people. I miss getting to see the people. But I hung on longer than I should because I just kept saying to myself, if I can just get through this, then it'll be okay. If I can just hang on a little bit longer, but I hung on too long.
I know, and it really brought you down. And now look at you, you're in a really good spot in every way.
Absolutely, yeah. And life is exactly where I, you know, had hoped it would be all those years ago, right?
So you survived the struggle.
Absolutely,
Yes,
yeah. But it's hard. It's hard to make those decisions.
It is. So that was my quote.
I love it.
Something for the audience to think about.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the imposter syndrome and Nancy Reagan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so we're talking about Nancy Reagan, who was a CTV anchor, a beautiful personality. I love to watch her on the supper time show, basically. She was on for 15 years.
Imagine.
And Steve Murphy, of course, was no longer there. But I thought, look, I admired them so much for they were so vivacious, and you felt like you knew them, not just because they were giving you news that you were interested in receiving, but their personalities, to me, they just shone. And so she came out with the fact that she has been living the lie for all of those years, because as a little girl, she had very many inadequacies and insecurities, and she struggled with that and perfectionism. And so going on, she wanted to be seen, of course, and she wanted to be loved and accepted and seek that approval. It comes within, right, that need. So she did what she wanted to do, and she went into the TV business after having gone to university and done a lot of other things, and she forced herself every day, Veronique, to go in front of that camera. And she was terrified, and she said, you know, at the end of the day, she'd be like, even during the show, did I say something stupid? Did I look bad? Did I mess up? Like, she was so doubting herself, and she said she'd be in a sweat, and nobody saw that. So, you know, that's what I guess, going back to fake it till you make it, she really did.
Isn't that incredible, eh?
Yes, we don't know what people go through.
No, and it's quite incredible that people feel that way. And I have moments of that myself, to be honest, where I think, you know, if I take some days off, they're going to realize I'm not as smart as I think I am, or that they think I am, or that I'm not doing as good of a job, or, you know, if people really get to know me, then they'll understand that maybe I'm not, you know, I can't do what I say I do. But, and that's why it pushes me to work harder, for sure. But, you know, and I don't have those moments as much as I used to, but I can't even imagine at her level of, you know, achievement. But it's funny, I know a lot of people that have that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, that, you know, have achieved wonderful things and are amazing people, but they feel like, you know, they're not what they seem to be, even though they truly are, and they're wonderful human beings. So it's a thing to struggle through, for sure.
It is, and even in her personal life, she said, you know, they thought I had it all. Everything in my home life was just kosher, and everything was tickety-boo, but she said it wasn't so. No. And I just loved hearing her come out and talking about, you know, she said you can be in the high heels, but she said secretly you're wearing the flats, basically, because you don't feel that. And trying to engage with people that think, like you said, you're just on top of the world when you're just shaking in your boots thinking, what kind of an impression am I making on people? And she made a wonderful impression on me, but it hurts me to think that she went through that. So with therapy and having written this book entitled Showing, it was called, anyway, she's showing up. It was, it's called Showing Up and something, but anyway, I'm going to get the book because she just wrote it and talked about it, and her, now it's all about being authentic and telling people to be themselves and not to fight it. Good message.
Interesting. No, I love that. And you know, and I've worked really hard to, you know, I am awkward in social situations, and people have come to learn that.
No.
Yes. With people I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, with people I don't know. I can get up in front of 1,000 people without any problems and speak. Absolutely. We can do live TV together without any problems at all. But I do get shy one-on-one with people I don't know.
So if you were put into a room, like a cocktail party setting, would you have a problem working that room? Would you stand back, or would you make a move to just go to some stranger and make a little bit of initiation?
If I was there for a particular reason, so if I was there, you know, representing city council or the show or whatever, no problem at all.
Okay, but strangers, Veronique?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay.
I can talk to people and work a room like nobody's business. But when it comes to like social situations where I don't have a purpose other than being in a social situation, I struggle with that one-on-one shyness.
Okay, so if I brought you into a restaurant, you knew me, but you didn't know any of the other party that was there, you would find that difficult? Or
a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Getting to know those strangers intimately.
Yeah, a little bit. But like I said, I can be in a room full of people that I don't know, as long as I'm there with a purpose.
Right on.
Then I'm fine.
Well, they learn all kinds of stuff about each other.
I know.
Some of the viewers.
I know. So on the weekend, of course, it was Mother's Day.
I'm just, like I said, you know, I have friends that have children, friends that don't have children, friends that have chosen not to. And, you know, like I said, I'm feeling blessed that I am. And I feel blessed that I have two beautiful sons that care about me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yesterday it was like, Mom, first of all, Evan surprised me showing up Friday night. I was on the phone with a friend from Halifax. I went downstairs and he was standing in my kitchen. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so random and beautiful. Like that made my weekend.
Yes, absolutely.
And then Jansen's like home again until the fall, until he studies further. But so he was around, my husband was around, and they wanted to wait on me. And you know, I thought, bring it on.
Giddy up.
Where's my pillow? And where's my coffee? And where's my book? And you know, they did. It's just so funny that they pamper me in general anyway, because I'm the only female in the house.
Of course, yes.
But it's so comical to think that one day they go the extra mile with the cards and the flowers and the gifts and everything, you know, and the food. I wish it was every day. But then my mother, like I want to just give a shout out to my mother, who is, I said yesterday, she's my queen. My mom is all that I ever hope I will be and am. And having grown up, you know, she's set such a high bar in the way of kindness and listening and loving and forgiving and supportive. And I, like on her card, on the actual, not what I wrote, Love Judy, but on the actual words on the Carlton card, the last line was, and I gave her a gift in sap beside her, and it was, I will always be there for you. And she looked at me, she said, will you? And I said, yes, I will be. And that, I mean. So I get a bit emotional because I just feel so blessed knowing that some of my friends have never known that kind of love. And my dad's mom passed when he was 2 years old.
Oh.
So he's never known a mother.
Wow.
He's never had a mother. So when he hears that expression, there's nothing like a mother's love, my dad,
He doesn't quite
no,
get
he
it.
can't. So therefore, my mother has been not just a beautiful partner to him, a life partner, intimately, raising children together, his best friend, the love of his life. She has also been that female in his life, along with his two older sisters, who have showed him what being a real strong woman is and what a motherly type of love is. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm lucky. Our viewers have heard me talk about my mother as we talk about Leona as well so many, many times. And I'm very lucky that I have her in my life. I'm very lucky that she's my mother.
Yes.
She is the perfect mother for me. There's no question, because I don't know if I, like her, she is so calm and giving and kind, and she puts up with Dad and I, like she is absolutely the reason why Dad and I can do all of these wild and crazy things that we do, because she's so supportive, and she's so gifted in the human that she is, and she taught kids with disabilities for 30 years, and I know that your mom taught as well.
35,
and I know that there's so many kids, so many adults that now say how your mother affected them in school.
It warms my heart.
I know, and I see it all the time, because people say
know.
it all the time on Facebook. And my mom taught in Ontario, in Ottawa, and we were talking. It's funny, we were talking about it on the weekend, and she said, "Oh, I don't think I made a lasting impression in my life." And I said, "Mom," I said, she taught religion to kids with disabilities in the Ottawa Catholic School Board. And so I said, "Mom," I said, "had you not helped those kids, they never would have been able to have those milestone moments, right? Because for their parents, it was so crucial that that those kids be able to make their first communion, make their first confession, make, like all of those things." And Mom helped them through that. Like she taught them, and at the time, a lot of the Catholic Church, unfortunately, was kind of like, well, do they really understand? Can they? And Mom showed that those kids could, and she worked with them. And then she retired, and in her 60s became the chaplain at the hospital, and I'm like, and she was with people in those final moments of their lives. And like, I'm just blown away by my mother, and she's an amazing person, but she has been so supportive of Dad and I, throughout our whole lives, to go off and do whatever it was that we wanted to do. And there was never anything that she said, no, you can't do that, or no, you shouldn't. And she was like, yeah, okay, let's figure it out.
The expression, and some people would just ha at it, but the term Earth Angel certainly applies to Jacqueline, and I absolutely mean that, because I've known her, because of course she's my husband's sister. I've grown up in the family. I've been with Gerard now. It's going on 35 years.
Yeah, exactly.
God bless him. Oh my God, give that man a medal. But it's coming, Father's Day. I'm going to get him a big gold medal and a trophy.
Yeah.
But no, she defines. She's like a little saint. She's an angel. I've never heard her say a bad word about anybody.
I know. Every now and again she'll swear, but only because I've done something.
Well, then record that one. I want to hear that. But no, so kudos to our beautiful mothers for all you've given us, for all you've done, and for all you continue to be.
Yeah, and to all the mothers out there, and so many of my friends, haven't been mothers in that they haven't given birth, but they have, been supportive aunts, and they've been friends, and they've been, teachers, and all of those things. So just a very happy belated Mother's Day to everyone out there, to all of our ladies.
Yeah, and for baby moms,
I know.
That's their family.
Yeah. I wasn't happy with my fur babies this morning, but that's okay.
No.
So you know what? Lots going on the weekend. Aviation Day at the airport was very exciting.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Mom and I walked 2 kilometers. She was pretty mad at me by the end of it.
Oh my gosh, that's a long trip.
I know, it was a long walk.
But nice to see.
It was wonderful. Spring fling for the Timberwolves happened on Saturday night as well.
My youngest son was there.
Yeah, first time.
I made him get up early yesterday.
That's what you do. First time in 2 years. But you know what's coming up this weekend, and I am so excited about it, is Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Which is a good thing. Jason Cyrus.
I cannot wait.
I know.
I've been in communication with him because he is pumped. He's had a sold-out show. For anyone that doesn't know, Jason Cyrus is Canada's hypnosis king.
Oh, he is.
He is going to make a stop in Miramichi. He's on his Rewired tour. He just sold out in Moncton. He's phenomenal. Tickets are still online at Eventbrite.
I know.
They should be at the door, and they're right now at both Jean Couture's and Miramichi. Be there or be square, as I
He
say.
is amazing at what he does, and he has been selling out shows all over the place, and he's traveling the country, starting in the Maritimes right now. So we're really lucky, actually, that he chose Miramichi as one of his stops. So I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a wonderful show Friday night. And
Civic Center.
What better place to be on a Friday the 13th than at the Civic Center enjoying some
entertainment? Well, we kind of picked that date, he and I, because I'm going to kind of introduce him that night. And he said, Judy, that just rocks. Let's just make it happen.
Absolutely. And so a portion of the proceeds go to the Dr. Gerard and Judy Loge Foundation, which is incredible as well. So not only is it a great opportunity to get entertainment and be entertained, but also to support some of the great work that Gerard and Judy have done in the community.
It allows us to do projects for the community, right? To put back good things.
So exciting. Yeah. You know what? We're just about done this segment, but we just want to mention, you know, she's born and raised in the Maritimes, Matea Roach, and her 23 wins on Jeopardy. How incredible was that?
How brilliant is she?
I know.
$560,000 US she took home at the end of it, and missed on the last one after 23 rounds. By $1.
By $1.
But she's so humble and gracious, and she's what a lifetime experience. She's just unbelievable.
I know, and what a role model.
I think so.
You know, yeah,
Smart cookie.
Love it. Yeah. You know what? Just before we go to break, we want to make sure that we mention it's National Nursing Week this week. So a huge thank you to all of the nurses that we know. We know lots of them, and the incredible work that nurses do each and every day. And their job keeps expanding. And you know, there's such a need for nurses. We know that there's such a shortage. And you know, just thank you.
Big respect to all. Hard work given. Appreciate it.
I know, absolutely. So we have a fantastic show coming up.
I know. I can't wait. I'm so happy we're back anyway in front of the lights and actually, you know, having in-person guests.
I know, it's hard to, it's kind of
it's nice.
It's a strange dynamic, but I love it.
It's nice.
And you know, we've got two amazing guests coming up today. Sandra Sullivan is going to be joining us on our next segment to talk about the night market, which I'm really excited about, to get some fresh air, but also do some shopping because, you know, I'm good with that. And then we're going to have Jeff Wilson on to talk about the Striper Cup.
Perfect.
And a couple times I've written the Stripper Cup, which is not right.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
You have to clarify that one, baby.
My spelling is not great, everybody. I'm sorry about that. But it is in fact the Striper Cup, and you know, so excited to have that event here in Miramichi. But so yeah, don't go too far, everybody. Get some sunshine for a minute or two, and then come on back right after the break. We'll see you in a minute. Hi, and welcome back to Have a Chat. I am your host today, Veronique Arsenault, joined by, of course, my wonderful co-host, Judy Loge.
Happy to be here.
I know, happy to be here on a Monday.
Sunny, beautiful Monday.
Yeah, we'll take it. It's about 16 degrees out there, and we're loving it. But we are joined by our first guest of the day. So excited to have Sandra Sullivan joining us today. Welcome, Sandra.
Hello, thanks. Very excited to be here.
We are very excited to have
lovely. She's looking at
I
the color.
am a
First
little,
of spring.
I do like color for sure.
Yes, I love it.
Bring it on.
Yep. Yeah, especially because I'm so dark. But anyway, so Sandra, tell us a little bit about you.
About me, I'm from these parts, originally from Blackville area. Been here, Newcastle, double digits, almost triple digits if that's possible. I've been in retail forever. I'm also a very creative person and studied art, studied fashion, have a small business or two, a couple of kids, you know, live just a few steps away and like to keep busy and start new adventures.
You absolutely do keep
Her daughter Helena and my son Jansen started grade 1 kindergarten together.
So
we go way back. They're 23 years old now, our babies.
Yeah, that's the babies.
Yeah.
The oldest 29, so
And mine 30.
the bookends.
Wow.
Yeah, fields of soccer. I remember the kids playing soccer together at Croft. Doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
They go way back.
You know, way back.
We're here to talk about a night market.
Yes.
And you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm not in the know. So what exactly is the night market?
Well, it's night market on the square, actually.
Okay.
So there's quite a few joint adventures going on currently within the city, as you know. There's plenty of markets. There's seasonal markets. There's a farmer's market. There's sidewalk sales that can induce themselves into a market. But the night market on the square is a compilation of an outdoor market. It has artists, artisans, crafters, and small business people from the area, and really focusing on downtown Newcastle's business district and our beautiful Queen Elizabeth Park.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
My gosh.
The park has always been the place to be. I can remember traveling 30 minutes from hometown
Yeah.
Blackville to like sit in the park as a kid,
Yeah.
you know, and just thought I was the talk of that town because I got to sit in the park.
Yeah.
It still feels like that to me. It's still, I mean, I live within minutes walking, and the park, it's just a place. In the square, we all call it the square.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
know.
Of course.
It's the square. So the market's going to consist of many, many different types of vendors. We have food vendors, we have potters, jewelry makers, we have fashion designers who are going to be taking part. We have, of course, we have our traditional crafts. We have artists painting in the park, so there's going to be an art in the park situation. It's outside from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Friday night,
Amazing.
June to September.
June to September.
June 17th is the first one, and yes, we are going to have it rain or shine, but you know, light, misty,
Yes.
calm rain.
Not torrential rain.
The wind will really depict what's going on.
Oh my God, I'm excited now.
I know, I can't wait. So Sandra, how did you come up with this idea?
I can't say that it was a brand new idea by any means. I was first approached by Steve McCauley, actually, to become part of the board
Yeah.
for
We miss Steve.
Newcastle, no name drop, but
That's okay,
Newcastle
great.
Business District to become part of the board. And this is 2019, so we did have approximately 8 to 10 markets that year, every other weekend. I have been in every market on the river, craft fair, you name it, I've been there. So my long, long list of contacts was very useful. So we did this market, and the end of that summer of 2019 is when we also launched the Downtown Arts and Music Festival.
Yes.
So we worked really close with downtown to make this happen. And then, of course, we all know 2020 really stole the wind from underneath us, and 2021 wasn't that much better. So here we are, 2020, and I've had emails and text messages and phone calls saying, hey, you doing the market? Hey, you doing the market? So, of course, I approached Lisa
Yeah.
Mitchell first thing and said, hey, you know, I don't know where you are all standing on the board, but I really want to go forward with this because, you know, everything that I've put into it. And she's like, you have my blessing, go. And we're working together, and currently have, for the first market, I currently have 32 vendors booked.
Holy cow.
And that's,
With
there's probably 18 people I've never met yet. There's a lot of influx from outside of the province to here. We're growing Miramichi right from the grassroots, like that. And then I believe I'm up to 26 secondaries who are going to fill in. So we could have potentially 50 different tents and vendors in Queen Elizabeth Park. It's all been launched. It's all going to work out beautifully. And the key for downtown's market, for night market on the square, is every booth has power.
okay, great.
The trees are powered.
Yes.
So we can have the lights, we can have the PA system with the music playing, we can have things that everyone's like, well, I don't really want to. Yeah, you do. You do want to. You want to go by. You want to feel the buzz.
Yeah.
You want
a
to.
social gathering,
I
not just to
know.
purchase, but to mix and get to know people and get to know all these vendors, like you said.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
So I'm excited because there's so much of everything. So families, there'll be things for children. Is there food also, like at every other market? Like,
There
just tell
is.
us a little
There
bit
is.
more about what we
I have
can.
a couple of food trucks. I'm not going to drop any names because we're still
Yeah,
working
right.
through things.
Yep.
We have a couple of actual pull-in food trucks, and there's also some contacts for the local bakeries are going to have nice little tables and booths, and there's also going to be a musician booked for busking
Oh.
at least once a month. We're just We're just kind of going with it. We're really, really hoping things are moving forward as they seem to be. And my biggest excitement thing, the buzz right now is a lot of emerging artists who are going to pull out their canvas, their easel, and just sit in the park and paint.
I'm jealous. I
You know,
couldn't paint a stick person. I can
It's
draw.
okay. I don't.
No.
I don't paint stick people either, so it's okay. You know. Yeah.
But you know what? It's funny because I love that idea of like the open air painting, because I was on Beaubear's Island last summer, had plein air,
beautiful.
right?
Yep.
And they had all of these artists all through the island, all throughout the island. And I walked and I would take, I would say, "Can I take your picture?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." And I'm like, because they were just in the middle of the woods painting. So I love the idea of seeing that downtown as well.
There's a lot more creativity that takes place to even host a market, that when people realize it's not just gathering a list of names and say, "Here's your spot."
No.
There's a mix of different, mediums that you want. I don't want to have 14 knitters.
No.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So we've been keeping it not exclusive. I mean,
Variety.
if it's handmade, there's going to be competition. Small business is a big thing. We know the past couple of years, we've needed to really, really support each other, like truly know what that means. And, small businesses who just going to come after their work closes down and set up a booth.
Nice.
Good stuff.
There's going to be a lot of good stuff. There's going to be a lot of new things, and I'm really excited because I haven't met everyone yet. So although I own my own business, I could set up my own wares. I'm really thinking that the first few my own business, 7 Threads, won't be a booth. It'll just be mix and mingle and making sure everyone feels supported.
Her booth, her 7
Oh,
threads.
yes.
You know that yesterday you'd be very proud that I had a nice lace jacket on.
Did you?
And I hauled out the scarf that
Beautiful
is divine,
green
that
lace
new
scarf.
big. You remember
Yes.
that?
You got that at the Irish
You
Festival.
sold me that, and I just thought of you, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is ironic. She's
Yes.
coming on our show, and here I am wearing one of her products. You're very gifted. You know that.
Thank you. I do have definitely some plans to bring my designs to the market again, but I'm more concerned and more excited and moving towards supporting the other artists who haven't had a chance
Right.
to get there.
Let's go sideways for a second. Just a little sideways. Talk to us a little bit about 7 Threads.
Well, 7 Threads is something that's been with me. How old did you say our kids were? Yeah,
23 and
20-some. We'll just kind of ballpark it 30 years. It's been incorporated, or it's been registered for 20 years, and it's something. 7 Threads. It's reduce, reuse, refashion.
Yeah.
So I started by being a very poor college kid with a baby that needed to provide myself with some means of creating for school, for classes.
Yeah.
So I would raid the thrift stores and take whatever I could find, turn them into other creations, and then just use literally whatever. Those curtains look lovely. That would make a nice jacket.
Yes, they are.
And that's what 7 Threads started out from, and it really, that thread, pun intended, that thread has carried through everything that I do. Come right down to current times, I now have my own studio. It supplies sewing supplies, arts and crafts supplies, painting, watercolor paints, jewelry making. I have everything that you would need to learn to draw your stick people.
do you make funky jewelry? Like see these earrings, like I have long hair, long neck, so
Yes,
I like
yes, of
to,
course.
I'm very small bone, so people would think I'd gravitate towards dainty, but I
No,
like
you want the
chunky.
big, yeah.
I do. I think it's because I'm small, it makes more of a statement if I have something that stands out a bit more.
And for me, it's not about following trends either. It's about following something shiny down the road.
Yeah.
And I haven't been focusing as much on making things, but when I do, it's been straight from the really, really vintage pieces, the 1940s, 1950s, 3-strand pearls, and I'm taking those and making them into very large, abstract type of brooches.
I know.
So that all still plays in part, but now 7 Threads, I took on some students for teaching sewing lessons. I had 23 new students sign up.
23.
Everything has changed. Again, pandemic has not been great for most, but the creatives of the world, I always felt like I'm already ready for the apocalypse. In a lot of ways, I'm creative. I can
teach,
I can
instructing
teach,
now?
instruct, I can make, I can learn, and my life is pretty small in that sense. I'm happy and content. And other people want to learn to do things.
Yes.
Other people want to be able to use the other side of their brain.
Yeah.
And that's why putting on this night market on the square, it is about the other people.
Yeah.
It is about saying, hey, you know, you learned to do macrame in the past 20 minutes of your life. You know, you don't always have to sell your crafts. It doesn't have to be a business, but it's nice to get enough money in order to buy more craft supplies, and then you sell those to get. So it's just, you know, it's really evolved, and it's still my main focus is creative people. I like to collect them. I like to have them around me. I like to show them that, you know, you can have it all. You can work your 9 to 5 and
Like
do. I'm working 5 to 9 to 5 to 9 to 5.
Where's 7
What time
Threads
is it?
exactly? Because I've seen you at markets, but I
Yes.
really need to tell the viewers, and we do.
Seven Threads is at 242 Sweeney Lane.
Okay.
Very nice.
And currently the studio is open by appointment only.
Okay.
I do have some regular hours by times. Facebook is our billboard.
Yeah.
You know that it's all out there.
7 Threads.
And so 7 Threads is an official sponsor of Night Market on the Square, along with the Downtown Arts and Music Festival, which I just keep switching my hats.
I know, and that's
And
you're
putting
so
on a new
busy.
jacket.
You're so busy.
So busy, yet in my mind it's all the same thing. You know, I connect with somebody, and if you have something to offer, let's see if I can help you offer it to other people.
Yeah.
If not, you know, you want to volunteer, put up some posters.
Yeah.
You know, it's community is just that. I mean, I'm not here, you know, for 30, 40 years, but I have been here for 20, 23.
You're always doing something. Always creative. Yes.
I'm still in retail. I'm still doing that end of it because it's you know, nice to be able to go and just sell the clothing, not necessarily make the clothing.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And fashion you love. So
Fashion
it's a
I love.
win-win.
Yep.
So last year I did take in some of the
Yes,
Downtown Arts and
yes.
Music Festival, and I loved it. Of course, it was on the square again. And you've been a big part of that coming. Like, it's amazing.
I'm co-founder.
Yeah.
So I happen to have the founder quite close to me, Wayne Curtis.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a musician, he's an artist, he's a photographer.
Incredible.
and
I've seen his photography.
he just got back from the ECMAs as a photographer and went straight back to his day job today. We like to joke, you know, when people ask us, why did you start a festival? We're like, well, you know, we were bored.
Yeah.
It's so far from the truth. It's one of those things that we're not just talkers.
Yeah.
And we always think, man, it would be really, really nice to have a platform for the original artist. We have incredible talent. You know, we really do, but we also have incredible original talent, writing their own music, singing their own songs, and maybe not taking that next step to performing them. So we're one of the only cities around that don't have that. You know, St. John hosts the Area 506. That they have the homegrown original artists. So a lot of the artists who play here have that in their back pocket. So we're putting that on September 23rd, September 24th of 2022. Now we're going to have the night market for 15 weeks, with the last week being Downtown Arts and Music Festival.
Nice.
And this year we're having the arts really stand out, and there's an art house. And I've just put out the call for submissions for all multidisciplinary, anyone who's a creative who can make something under the theme connection.
Oh, love it.
And they'll be showing their piece at the Kin Center along with the live music at the same time. It's going to be really interactive. My mind is spinning. I've rebuilt and redesigned the Kin Center at least 6 times, but it's something that is so close to my heart and close to Wynn's heart as well, as that's why we do it.
Passion.
We were not bored.
No, that I have no doubt.
No, we were not bored. We were really excited.
So in our last minute before we head to break, how can, you know, if they want to be a vendor, if they want to be an artist, how do they get a hold of you?
You can go straight to Facebook. That's where we go these days. You go to Facebook, you can find 7 Threads, SEVEN. THREIDS. You can go to Downtown Arts and Music Festival. You can also go to Night Market on the Square, Newcastle. And you can find me maybe at Mill Cove Coffee any day. You
Yeah.
can just walk up and say hello. Anywhere you see me, or, just knock on my door, 242 Sweeney. Leave a note in the mailbox.
Yeah.
That's really how we
You're not
swing
hard to
things.
find.
I am not hard to find unless I don't want to be found.
Yes.
So.
Well, you know what? We're so thankful for all that you do.
Thank
and
you.
It's
Thank
really,
you.
it's amazing.
Something to look forward to. I can't wait.
I know, me too.
This is the year.
Yeah.
It's
is
all,
it.
everybody's coming back.
Yeah.
We're coming
Yeah.
together.
And I think to getting outside and getting some of that sunshine and
Oh,
that's
that's why it's
gathering.
outside,
Yeah.
If it gets chilly, bring a sweater, or
Absolutely.
I'll make you one.
Buy a blanket at the shop.
Buy a blanket at the shop, or I'll make you a sweater. Come on over.
Thank you so much, Sandra.
Thank you.
Don't go too far. We're just heading off to break. We have another great guest. We'll see you right back after this one. Hi, and welcome back to Have a Chat. We're here at Have a Chat. That's what happens when you're live. Sometimes the tongue doesn't quite work, but that's okay. So welcome back to Have a Chat. I am your host today, Veronique Arsenault, joined by, of course, my fantastic co-host, Judy Loge.
Hi.
And our very exciting guest today, Jeff Wilson from the Striper Cup.
Yes.
Welcome, Jeff. We're so excited to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Sharp looking, I tell you
I
that. He
know.
walked in and was like, boom,
I know.
this is a really nice shirt.
I know.
Thank
Well,
you.
you know what? I knew we had to have you back because, of course, you were on in the fall before Frightful Fishing.
Yes.
And that was a great event, but
Yes.
we knew the Striper Cup was coming back. Well, we were hoping anyway. The Striper Cup was coming back this year, so we knew we had to have you back when it went live. But for those out there who might not know who you are, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, it's quite a story, I guess. Married, 3 kids, 34 years married, 33 with the same company. Been fishing bass for 35 years, so.
Amazing.
From St. John, New Brunswick, or Rossay, actually. So
Yeah.
just happened to be up in the Miramichi a couple of years ago and figured out there was good fishing. I was the only guy on the river.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I know. That's what I said. So yeah, that's so basically that's how we got started. I was on the river and thought this is a great resource, the striper fishing. So I called the mayor at the time, Jerry Cormier,
Yeah.
rest in peace. And
Yes.
We miss him for sure.
yeah, and he put me in touch with Jeff McTavish.
Yep.
And 90 days later, we had the first striper cup.
Really?
Like it was that quick. Yep, it was
Wow.
pretty quick. You know, really, for me, I've done a lot of these tournaments before, of course. So for me, it was very easy. But for the city, the first one, you know, touchy-feely, trying to figure it out. But we
Yeah.
had a great crowd, and really proud of it now. And the work, the community's been just. This is a great community for this kind of thing. Big splash in a little pond is bigger than a big splash in a big pond.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say and be the one to admit that I've never been out in a boat bass fishing. I have friends that have and are just enthusiastic for all of this. They'll be watching you and following you, and,
Yep.
and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. But so I was going to ask you how you got started, and you just answered that question I was going to ask. So, another question would be, how did all of the COVID affect this tournament?
We
Jeff?
were really lucky. Well, the first year we canceled, of course, but last year we were able to do it virtually. So we had an app from a scientist out west. It's called My Catch app, and that's what you do. The individual event this year is $20 enter, and you download that app and you enter your fish on that app. We did that last year, and we were able to weigh in over 12,000 fish last year. I think we had almost 700 participants virtually. So all the awards were. We drove them out to people and got them picked up, no touching, so we managed to do that. And the city actually won the Atlantic Excellence
Yes,
Award.
that was
so
exciting.
So that's the 3rd marketing award we've won with the Striper Cup. We
Yeah,
won the Destination Marketing out of the United States, and we won the Business Development Bank out of Canada. So we, pretty good really for, we're swinging above our weight.
That's
I
right.
say huge accomplishments.
I know it's a beautiful little award that Jeff brought to council one night to show us. So it was really exciting, and it's amazing what you've been able to do. And I will say that my favorite thing every year, now of course last year was different, but my favorite thing every year is that morning when all of the boats take off with the shotgun start.
Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing like the boats just and it's just like, it just feels like, oh my gosh, look at everybody enjoying the river.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is, like I saw again, I'm green into all of this, I guess. Like, when do you get started? How early in the morning? And
so early.
Like, early? Oh,
So,
God.
well,
Might
we
never
have
get
two
to-
divisions. Okay, so the first division is individual. As I mentioned, that starts from May 1st and goes right to the Friday of the Striper Cup. So you can fish anytime you like then. You weigh and measure your fish and send the photo in, and you're good. The door prize for that is a brand new ATV from Patterson's.
Nice.
So not bad. You don't even have to be there to win it, so that's great,
I
right?
might win it then.
You might win it, yeah. So lots of people enter that. So the team event actually begins on Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
Okay.
I generally do 9 a.m. because I let them have a little fun on Friday at the reception and enjoy themselves and maybe get some good food in the community.
Yeah.
So we have this year actually 4 shotgun starts because it was getting a little hairy. Very exciting if you're
Very
on shore.
exciting watching it from there.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Not so exciting if you're in a little
sure.
14-foot boat, some 200 horsepower goes
I'm
blowing by
sure.
you. So we have 4 this year. So they're
Okay.
10 minutes apart, 75 at a time.
That's still massive though.
Pretty good. And then we'll delay those flights will be delayed by 10 minutes to weigh in.
Yeah.
And you weigh 2 fish on day 1, your 2 heaviest, and 2 fish on day 2, the exact same, and the total weight wins. So
Okay.
in the past, I think the biggest weight we've had so far is 70 pounds for 4 fish.
Wow.
So we weighed in, I think the last year we had this was 2019, I guess, and we weighed in 4 tons. And all the fish are released alive.
Right.
We're
It is
su-
catch and release.
Yep,
right?
it's all catch and release, keep them alive. We have Acadia University and the SBRT, so Dr. Avery, Dr. Easy bring their students up, and they do DNA samples and mucus samples to see if they're stressed. And we built a striper slide to slide them back down into the water.
Amazing.
So yeah, we just, as we get things going, we do better and better. So we're pretty excited about it. And
Nice. Should be.
this year I think we've got around $125,000 to give away. So
Grand.
the Patterson's again has got a brand new Lund boat, $40,000 boat. That's the door prize for being in the team division.
Wow.
Now the only difference this year, in the past you haven't had to attend to get that, but
Yeah.
this year we're saying
Yeah.
you got to be at the award ceremony to win the
right.
boat.
Big win.
Yeah,
It's a
well, it
generous
is.
win.
I'm-
Thank you to them.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, so Lund and Mercury are part of that. We have Garmin who donated over $20,000 worth of electronics. And some of that electronics is, I call it cheating. It's because you can see the
Fish
fish.
finders,
I mean, Berkeley, Penn, Shimano, New Maritime Beer Company. You see, like you really have made it once you get your name on the beer.
You're right.
You know
You're
what I mean?
right.
Big Fiddle Distilleries is coming. We got Bass Pro Shops, Days Inn, Miramichi Marine. I mean, big rigs down here, Dorian Enterprises. I mean, it's crazy. Yeti sends us $5,000 or $6,000 worth of stuff. Shimano.
And these are like big international companies
Yeah.
that are supporting, that are
it's funny, when I first started, I remember having this conversation. I was up on the river and I was catching fish. I said, I gotta start a tournament. It's the only way to get the word out. And it's not the tournament that we're working on here. What we're working on is filling the Miramichi for shoulder months.
Right.
So we're doing a great job in May, and last year we started fooling around with the fall.
Yep.
And we're really filling the local hotels and restaurants.
Yes, it's fantastic.
So the first guy I met was Mercury. Just happened to know the guy, and I fished for them for years. So would you support this? Yes, we would. We'll give you a motor. Perfect.
Nice.
And that's how it
Wow.
started.
That's some
But
beautiful.
these are, like, you think about Garmin, they did the little rover on Mars. That was them.
Oh my
Now
gosh.
think about that big, the size of that company.
Yeah.
So not only are they sponsoring the event, but they're coming. So one of the things that I do, I host them from Tuesday on. You'll see I'm on the river that whole week. I have the sponsors with me. So we take them to the New Maritime Beer Company. We take them to Mike's. We take them down to Chatter's. We take them over. And every single night, and they're out fishing, catching lots of fish. They're enjoying themselves.
Yep.
They're pretending that they're working.
Of course.
Yeah.
So they're doing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And so it's amazing. The last 2 years during the pandemic, my phone would light up. Oh, we're missing this so much.
Yeah.
So we're really seeing a lot of pent-up demand. I mean, I can't wait. I'm excited. As you can tell, I'm already excited.
You're
Coming
going to
out of
move
my
to
chair.
Miramichi. That's the only thing that's missing is you living here.
That's right.
That's it.
Get the
That's
kids and the
right.
wife and get over and
Well,
get
my
yourself a house.
job travels me quite a bit, so I have to be close to an airport, which is good. But I mean, that
Are
jet.
enthusiastic. It takes that kind of energy and devotion to bring all this together and
Absolutely.
to show up like with all of this and
Yeah.
such sponsorship and incredible support.
I've only been fishing once for striped bass. Yeah.
So the thing here, I only go catching. So right from the beginning, if you call it fishing,
Okay.
that's what you'll do.
Okay.
But if you only go catching, then you're going, okay, this is the guy I want to go with.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
So
good.
my tagline is catching is more fun than fishing.
Yes.
So put them back for the kids.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So that's we're really promoting that. Put it back, and I know a lot of people love to eat them, and that's great. This resource is worth so much.
Yes.
And so I actually, it was funny. I was at the Senate Committee for Fisheries. They invited me to testify in Ottawa, and it was about the stripers. And a lot of people have a notion that there's never been this many before, but there indeed has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to harvest about 60 tons a year out of the river.
Oh wow.
So there was plenty before. So they're talking about, we have different groups that want to keep them in check and this sort of thing. So I went up there to these politicians, and they said, Jeff, tell us why hook and release. And this is a real story. In the Senate committee, and I said, when my wife and I had our first child, I decided I wasn't going to take her home and barbecue her. And we ended up having 2 more kids. So we're actually now, we can afford to eat one of the kids if we really want to have a kid. So
Oh my God. That one caught me off guard, but it's good.
that's what that shock factor. It kind of you get the point.
Yeah. Jeff.
So that's why I always say, like, keep one and have a feed, right? But put the rest back,
Right.
and then the resource will be here forever,
Yes.
and will be good,
That's
right?
funny, yeah.
Well, and it's funny because I did it with the Rogers show, right? And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience, and I learned a lot that day. But I remember he said to me, "Do you want to keep him?" Because I could have kept. I'm like, "No, I want him to go back and tell his little fish friends he escaped, right? and that he's a hero, Because I'm like, I had the picture. I'm like,
Yeah.
off you go now.
And that means that fish are going to catch them again and again,
Right.
and the economic impact for the town is huge.
Right, exactly.
Right? And that's what I
Certainly
say.
is.
I'm the fish whisperer. We have a relationship.
Yeah.
Fish whisperer.
So they know it's me. Oh, it's Jeff. Bite that hook.
It's okay.
We're good. He's good. He's going to let us go. We're just going to play tug of war for a couple minutes,
Yeah.
and it'll all be over.
Yeah, I'll get in the picture.
Yeah.
And then it's good.
Yeah, they want to get on Facebook too.
Of
right?
course,
Like, they
right?
don't-
Fish book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's
Oh
great.
my goodness. So what's in store? Really? So we've got some great prizes. We're very excited about
Yep.
that. But now, it's already now the 9th of May. Can we
Yep.
still register though? If we
Oh,
wanna-
absolutely. So you can still get into the individual event right up until the Friday.
Okay.
And the teams, we've already opened up registration. I think we have about 120 already in.
Mm-hmm.
We generally around 200. And with our participation, this is the largest event in Canada.
Oh my.
So to think in 5 years -2,
Yeah.
so 2015, and we went from basically having no event to the largest in Canada.
incredible.
And
Didn't know that.
it shows the community support. When I get people calling me now, they go, "How come you didn't come and ask us to sponsor this?" Like Kingston Fuels, Brian
Yeah.
King. I feel kind of neglected.
Aw,
So-
well, they're so good to the community every
They
day.
are,
Future
and
stuff.
Town Ford, same thing.
Yeah,
Hal
yeah.
Summers and those
Same
guys.
thing, yeah.
So and me, I'm not local.
Right.
Right, so it's actually a good thing because when you run an event like this, you have to treat everybody completely fairly.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I don't know anybody, so I don't you're nobody to
Yeah.
I'll just treat you like the same.
Same people. Yeah.
And it's small town. There's always politics, right?
Oh,
So
do you think? No.
there's politics everywhere.
yeah.
But I mean, Brian's going to give away $1,500 worth of gas cards.
Amazing.
I just dropped the
Especially
posters
now
off.
that gas is so expensive.
Oh,
yeah.
That's beautiful.
So we when we're at the Friday night and Sunday night, we sell $1 tickets just so we
Yeah.
know who's there.
Yeah.
And we draw a lot of these prizes.
Okay.
So the city graciously has funded this. So we actually give $20,000 in cash for the top 10 teams.
That's amazing.
The largest fish a day is $4,000.
Wow.
And then Dorian Enterprise gives another $2,500 plus a striper carving for the biggest fish.
Wow.
And we have, I think we have rings that are custom made by Bite a Bullet out of
Whoa.
Fredericton, belt buckles. So I mean, we really try and get the whole community involved, and it's very simple here. Like people
Who
are.
wouldn't want to be
Everybody
involved in
wants
this
to be.
then?
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
is huge.
Oh,
And
crazy.
you got some beautiful stuff here, like another shirt.
Well, this one here. This is the new staff jerseys.
Okay, I like that.
So last year, I don't know if you remember, but we had the David Lametti was here the last time we
Yeah.
had the Attorney General of Canada.
Yeah.
So I told everybody I heard there was some cheating. I brought the top cop in. Well, this year I got referees. See that black and white. So anywhere that's got that, they're on the staff.
Yes.
So
What's this
great.
gadget? I'm so stupid with stuff like this.
so this is a fishing reel.
Okay, well, see?
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, but
So-
see, I don't fish.
I know.
I am sorry.
You got to think about. I don't catch.
I don't
We're
catch.
We're going to go catch it.
I'm gonna have to
We're gonna go
start,
catching
though.
from now
I'm
on.
gonna have to start getting into this now.
So
that
this is
it's
just
so big.
one of the sponsor prizes. You
Yep.
know, it's always these. I mean, Berkeley gives us $12,000 worth of product.
That's incredible.
But the director of Canada sales, Cam Brownstone, will be here
Oh.
for the week.
Yeah.
I got a little on Thursday night before the event. I'm having a little lobster feast down at the New Maritime Beer Company.
Oh, nice.
So I think we have 50 tickets. So VIP, we've got so all the sponsors. I did it in my hotel room 2 years ago, and I think the Days Inn had to renovate after I was out of there.
Sure, they
So-
did. Look at your name again, though, just for the viewers that might have missed it. Jeff Wilson, right on
Right
that
on the can of beer.
cover.
So we really wanted to celebrate the sponsors, and they're here for the week. So we're doing that on Thursday night. And my company, Stonehard, who does epoxy floor coatings and lining, they were a customer of ours.
Oh, okay.
So it's our 100th anniversary. So we're going to throw in $2,000 towards the event, event.
Yeah.
And the city's going to pay a bit more, and it's going to be a VIP from 6 to 8 for lobsters and steak.
Oh, lobster.
And then I've got live entertainment. Rob Langer's going to come down.
Oh, I love Rob. He's
And
great.
Rob's going to play till we close the place down on
Amazing.
Thursday night.
Amazing.
So it should be great. Should be great. Then I'm trying to keep stretching the week.
Yeah.
So we actually start on the Saturday of the long weekend with Hook and Paddle will be here.
Yeah.
And we're sponsoring them, the kayak group.
Oh, neat.
So we always everybody goes, can we have kayaks in the tournament? And I'm going, I don't know. I got a 250 horsepower.
Yeah, really.
Like, do you really want to be a pylon? Like,
You've got so much going on. No,
Yeah.
this is a lot of organization.
We're in our last minute. So,
Wow.
what do you want everybody to know out there?
this is for everybody. This is for families to come up to 4 in the boat, so you can bring the wife and everybody with
Yeah.
you. It's community. You don't have to be pro. A lot of the prizes are for draws, and we have 300 kids involved.
Awesome.
So it's
We
really
can go
about
catching.
yeah.
I'll
go
watch.
catch it.
I will be there. Woo!
We can go catching.
I'll give the prizes out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I
Well,
really
you know
appreciate
what?
it.
Thank you, and thank you for everything that you've done over the last number of
Yes.
years, and what's to come too. We're so excited about
for our
all of it, and
community.
yeah, it's amazing for the community, and especially in those shoulder seasons, as you said, to get people back into the
Yeah.
city. So,
Love it.
a huge thank you to our guests today. Jeff and Sandra, amazing things that they're doing in our community, and we really just can't thank them enough for everything that they're putting in. So, we'll see you next week. Have a
Thanks,
great week.
everybody.
Enjoy the sunshine, and take care, everybody.